Find America's top theatrical talents on the cross streets of Broadway and Main.
Hi, I'm Richard. I started, theater was my sophomore year of high school. I was kind of late to it. Stumbled into an acting class, and that really was it. I mean, I just kind of found, it was the first thing I'd found where I thought I belonged. And at that point in my life, I was doing circus performance, which is very weird, but I grew up in Montreal, Canada. I did summer camps at Cirque du Soleil.
How does a young man get into the circus business?
That was basically it. My mom was doing costumes for the Cirque production that was going on, and I got dragged to work and thrown into the summer camps and stuff. So I was like, from a kid. So I was around physical performers, comedians, jugglers, all that kind of stuff. And then I decided later on, like, well, this isn't the life that I think I want to go into, so then I kind of switched to theater. I really would like to do Pierpont Finch in How to Succeed in Business. I'd love to do Ogie in Waitress, and I would really like to do Barryman in Beautiful. Those are the three that I think right now I really want to work on, aiming for next. For me, just pop vocals is something I need to work on. Early in my career, I sang on cruise ships for 3 years, and like my whole staple was singing pop, and I haven't done that in 7 years, so I kind of need to dust that off. I love doing classical work, and Shakespeare and scansioning classical verse is something that you can never do enough of. You know, you take a year away from doing anything classical, and you go back to it, and you're like, oh man, how do I scansion feminine, masculine endings, iambic pentameter? So all the skill sets I want to keep juggling and make sure they're all, you know, honed at every time. I sing Anne on My Arm from La Cage a lot, or if it's comedic, I Believe in You from How to Succeed in Business. Those are probably my two go-to songs. Playing instruments in shows, playing drums and percussion live on stage, like part of the pit, that was a challenge. Because I like grew up playing, you know, in like high school, but never professionally, you know, like reading sheet music, so that was tricky for a show. I've also had to do drag in a show, much to everyone's horrific, you know, people are scarred in New Hampshire who saw that. Regional theater is so important for a lot of reasons. You know, 100 years ago, there were no theater schools. You didn't go to school to study theater. You would go to the regional theaters and work your craft on your way up, and you would learn by people that have come before you and their skill sets. Watching from the wings, them work, you really pull up your socks and realize, wow, this is what it means to be a professional.
How can we keep in touch with you, see what you're doing in your career?
Sure, hopefully there's more to come. I'm on Instagram at Richard LaFleur, and I have a website at richardlafleur.com.
Find America's top theatrical talents on the cross streets of Broadway and Main.